Welcome back to Odoo for Beginners, our tutorial series where we help employees of companies that have implemented Odoo to get comfortable with how to do their day-to-day jobs. In this lesson, we're continuing on from what we were discussing in the previous lesson about inventory and barcoding. If you haven't seen that lesson yet, I suggest you go and watch that one first, because we're going to draw on some of the things that we discussed in that episode and expand on them in this one. Because in this episode, we're going to be having a look at manufacturing and how barcoding can come into play in the manufacturing process. We're going to start by having a look at the different products, how they're configured, the bills of materials, or the different types of bills of materials that you can set up in Odoo. We're then going to have a look at the different methods of manufacturing. So assembling a kit, a simple manufacturing order, then how to use the barcode app to do manufacturing, and then a more complex situation using the shop floor app with a multi-step process. We're then going to have a look at what Odoo considers two-step and three-step manufacturing so that you can tie together the stock control in your warehouse with your manufacturing process. So let's get into it. Welcome to Odoo for Beginners. First of all, let's have a look at our use case. In our sales app, we've had a sales order come in from Customer Limited for 3 different products. We've sold them a widget kit, a super widget, and a complicated widget. Now, these are 3 products that we didn't discuss in the previous episode. So let's have a look at what these products are. The widget kit is a kit product. It has a bill of materials. The bill of materials is set to kit as the BoM type, and it has 2 components, 2 low-cost widgets and 1 fast-selling widget. The idea of a kit is that we don't have to actually do anything to any of those products. It's a case of grab all of the different components, put them in one box, and that forms one product. We then ship that product out to the customer. That is a kit. Very straightforward. If we go back to the sales order, the super widget is slightly different. So if we have a look at the bill of materials for the super widget, this is a manufactured bill of materials. So there is a manufacturing process involved. So this involves taking a low-cost widget and adding a widget add-on piece. And that is something that you would attach to the low-cost widget in this case. So there is a manufacturing process. It's not just taking 2 things and putting them in a box. And then finally, back to the sales order, the final product that the customer has ordered is a complicated widget. So if we have a look at this one, have a look at the bill of materials. Again, it's a manufactured product. It has 2 components, low-cost widget and widget add-on piece. But in this particular bill of materials, on the operations tab, we can see there are a number of steps that the product needs to go through to be manufactured into a final product. So we're going to go through all of the processes involved for all of these 3 products and how that affects the processes that you might want to follow to process these through Odoo. Let's have a look first of all at what happens when you confirm the sales order for these 3 different products. We hit confirm and we get a delivery order. Of course, we need to deliver these products. Now, notice the kit product has been split into the various different parts of the kit. This helps our picking staff in the warehouse to go and find the individual components. Remember, we don't need to do anything to those components. We just need to get them off the shelf, put them in the box. So you can see here, widget kit 1 of 2, widget kit 2 of 2. These are the different parts of a kit that need to be included on this particular picking. The other 2 products, however, are not available. They have to go through a manufacturing process so that we can put them in this box and send them to the customer. So let's see how we get these products ready for the customer. If we head over to the inventory module, and we have a look at the replenishment screen, we'll see that these products appear on the replenishment screen. That's because so far we've never manufactured this product in our company. So Odoo doesn't know what process we want it to follow, and it's not automating the process. At this point, it's a manual process. So we can see we need 1 super widget, we need 1 complicated widget. Odoo has correctly identified that this should go through our manufacturing route. So it's done the right thing there. Now, what we can do is we can automate the replenishment of these products. So if we hit automate on both of these, you'll notice that Odoo immediately goes away and creates some manufacturing orders. Because we've automated the process, next time we need this product, Odoo will skip this replenishment screen and it will just create the manufacturing orders or add them to an existing manufacturing order for the same product that hasn't yet been processed. So Odoo will automate that part of the process for us. Jumping over to the manufacturing app, we can now have a look at the manufacturing orders, and there we go. There are the two manufacturing orders that we need to process. The top one, the super widget, is a simple manufacturing process. We take two parts of a product, attach them together or whatever that process might be, and that is the product done. So we can either come to the manufacturing order here in the back end, just hit produce all, mark it as done, and basically that manufacturing order is complete. The product can go in the box out to the customer. But you can also do this process using the Barcode app. So let's have a look at what it looks like if you're doing this with a barcode reader. Here we are in the Barcode app, and I have my barcode scanner to hand. Let's have a quick look in the operations section to see what jobs we have available for us. We can see that there are two manufacturing jobs available, and there is the two manufacturing orders. So let's have a look at this one for the super widget, and it tells me what I need to go and do. So somewhere in WH stock is a widget add-on piece that I need to go and find, and in a specific location is the low cost widget that I need to go and find. So let's go into the warehouse and scan those products. Let's find our widget add-on piece. There we go, I found that, and now I've got to go to aisle 1, rack 1, shelf B, and find my low cost widget. There's one. There we go. I have successfully collected all of the parts that I need for my manufacturing order. So how do I tell it that I have manufactured it? All I need to do is scan a barcode for a super widget, or scan an operation barcode for produce, which is one of the barcodes that we have available. And there we go. We have produced that manufacturing order. So now that's ready to go in the box and send out to our customer. With the complicated widget, if we try and do this with the barcode scanner, it's not going to work because there's a lot more steps involved and we haven't got barcodes for all of the different things that need to be done. It just doesn't work that way. So to do our complicated widget, we are going to need to use the shop floor app. Generally, the way the shop floor app is intended to be used is with a tablet or a touch screen on the various different operating tables or the different locations around the warehouse so that your staff can use them while they're doing their manufacturing operation. So I've set the view here to what this would look like on an iPad mini. Let's assume that you've got an iPad mini on every single desk where any manufacturing would take place. If we open the shop floor app, we can activate the work center that I am working at. Now, I am a bit of a jack of all trades. I'm going to be doing all of the processes of this manufacturing, but they happen in 3 different places. We have the cutting desk, the painting table, and the assembly table. So I am going to sign in to say that I am going to be at all 3 of those locations. And perhaps I take my tablet with me to the various different locations that I'm going to be doing manufacturing. Let's confirm that. And there we go. There is our manufacturing order for the complicated widget. You'll notice across the top, we have the various different locations where we might be, so we can switch to the various different locations. We'll come back to that in a moment. And here are all of the processes that we need to follow at the current location that we're at. So if I go to the cutting desk, for example, here for the manufacturing order, it's telling me all of the steps, all of the instructions that I need to follow in order to manufacture this part of the process. Now, this has all been configured in the bill of materials. I've set up the operations, we've set up instructions, specific instructions for the staff to be able to follow. So for this one example, cut 1 centimeter off a low cost widget. So I need to go and get a low cost widget. I have one. Let's have a look at the instructions. And here we go. I have a diagram showing me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing for the low cost widget. Okay, so I know what I'm supposed to do now. I've got to cut 1 centimeter off. I'm at the cutting desk. There we go. I do my cut and I can hit tick to say that I have completed that step. And now I have to hit like and subscribe. And if you haven't done so, you should probably do that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you get notifications of future videos coming from Glow. There we go. I have completed all the processes in this step. So I can mark this step as done. And now this product moves on to the next desk. So I can move along. I can see now I've got one job waiting at the painting table. So let's go over to the painting table. At the painting table, I have my various different instructions here. So paint the red end yellow, paint the blue end green, and then I have to take a photo. So let's have a look here at the instructions. Paint the red end of the widget yellow. Fair enough. Okay, so we paint our red end, mark that as done. Now we've got to paint the blue end green. Let's check if there's any other instructions. No, just paint the blue end green. No problem. There we go. I've painted the blue end green. Tick that done. Now, for quality control, I'm expected at this stage to submit a photo of the product to confirm that I have done the process correctly. So let's add our photo. There we go. I've attached a photo, so there is proof that I have done my job correctly. I can mark it as done. And the process then moves over to the final step, which is at the assembly table. So let's have a look at the assembly table. Now I need to take my widget add-on and I need to attach the widget add-on to my product. Okay, let's do that. I've done that. And again, I'm asked to take a photo. So let's take a photo of the product and we can attach it. There we go. Now, the done has changed to close production. We're happy that this product is now complete. It's gone through all of the steps that are necessary and we can close production. And there we go. Our manufacturing process is done. That product is now in stock and it will be ready for the picking. Let's go and have a check at everything that's been done. Here we are back in the manufacturing orders screen in the back end. If we take this to-do filter out, we can see all of the manufacturing orders that have been processed. And here is manufacturing order for the complicated widget that we've just finished. It's marked as done. Let's have a look at what our workers did for this manufacturing order. If we have a look at the work orders, for example, we can see how long each step has taken. So from the moment the employee started to the time they hit close production, the timer was running and kept track of what they were doing. And if we want to, for example, we can go into the attach widget add-on, which was the last step, and we can see the various different instructions and whether they were completed correctly. So for example, take a photo. We can have a look at the photo that the employee uploaded to make sure that it matches what we are expecting. So that is a way to check how manufacturing orders have been processed. Now, if we head over to our sales order and we go to our delivery, we can see that all of the products are now available. So our picking team can go and pick them off the shelves and they can go and send them out to the customer. Job done, customer happy. However, this whole process assumes that we have a one-step manufacturing process. The person who's doing the manufacturing goes and gets the components from the warehouse, does the manufacturing process, and then goes and puts them back in stock afterwards. Now, in big factories, in large operations, it's quite possible that that's not the case. It's possible that different people will be doing different steps of that process. Someone else might pick the components, while someone else will go and put them away after the process is complete. Odoo will let you do that. If we go into the inventory, configuration and warehouses, while we have the manufacturing module installed and running, we have the option of setting up two-step or three-step manufacturing processes. Two-step being pick, then manufacture. Three-step being pick, manufacture, then store. So this would be perhaps the largest of operations where the person who is doing the manufacturing just focuses on their job. They do their job, they pass it to the next person, and that person then goes and puts it away in the warehouse. So if we save this, Odoo will automatically go away and create all of the processes necessary for that to work correctly. So heading over to the manufacturing app again, if we say that we need to manufacture one of our complicated widgets again, when we confirm this manufacturing order, it will go away and create the various different transfers that are needed to bring the components into the manufacturing process. So on the shop floor app, for example, there is nothing here yet because the components haven't been collected. However, in the Barcode app, there is a pick components step now that our picking staff will be able to go and have a look at. The pick components tells us that we need to get the add-on piece and the low-cost widget that is needed for the manufacturing process. And this step of the process could be done with a barcode scanner. You can scan the various different products to make sure that the right components are picked. For the moment, I'm just going to speed through the process and validate this so that we can demonstrate what happens next. The components have been picked. They've been taken to the manufacturing area, to the input location of the manufacturing area, the left end of the desk, whatever that might be in your company. And if we now jump back over to the shop floor app, we can now see that the shop floor element, the actual manufacturing process, is now available because all of the components are available. So again, if we speed through the process of making this particular product, we go through the various different steps, we upload the necessary pictures. Let me find the right picture. There we go. Markers done. We go to the assembly table. We upload the finished product. We close the production. And now that product is considered to be sitting on the right end of the desk, or the output location, the bin at the end of the production line. It hasn't yet been put into stock, so it can't be sent out to a customer. So now, again, if we come out, we have a look in the Barcode app, have a look in the operations, we have store finished product as an option. So with a barcode reader, again, an employee can come along and they can scan the barcode of the finished product. They can mark it as done, validate it, and go and put it on the appropriate shelf in the appropriate rack in our warehouse so that it's ready to be collected, picked up, or sent out to a customer. So there is a lot of configuration. There's a lot of options available in Odoo for how your manufacturing process might work. Odoo will support most manufacturing processes. There are some cases where some customization might be necessary, some tweaks might be necessary to get it to fit your exact process, but generally Odoo will provide the functionality that you need, and most of it can be done with a barcode scanner. Only the most complicated parts can't be done with a barcode scanner. So what do you think of the manufacturing processes in Odoo? If you're interested in how you might be able to implement Odoo into your manufacturing process, then get in touch, let us know, and we'll be happy to talk you through how Odoo might be able to save you some time and possibly some money in your manufacturing processes. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. I'm El Bristow. This has been Odoo for Beginners, and we will catch you in the next video.